Imagine this. You're standing in front of a mirror. The reflection staring back isn't you. It's the ghost of the man you once were. Weak, compromised, chained by bad habits, bad choices, and the approval of people who wouldn't even show up at your funeral. That reflection mocks you. Every failure, every regret, every night wasted scrolling, drinking, chasing cheap validation, it all stares back at you. Now here's the brutal truth. The man you are right now, he has to die completely. No half measures, no negotiations. If you want to rise, you must commit murder, not of someone else, but of yourself. The old self must be destroyed, burned down, stripped to ashes. Only then can you rebuild. This is the philosophy the Stoics understood centuries ago. It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. Life doesn't begin until you've stripped away the illusions, until you've crushed the weak version of yourself that clings to comfort. And that process, it's brutal, it's lonely, it's violent, but it's the only way. I remember a guy I knew years back. Let's call him David. On the surface, he was living fine. Friends, nights out, women, laughter. But deep down, he was miserable. He knew he was wasting his life, living as a passenger. One night, he called me drunk, confessing that he felt like a fraud, like he was trapped inside a version of himself he despised. 6 months later, David disappeared from everyone's radar. No calls, no parties, no updates. People laughed. He probably lost it. But what really happened? He went into isolation. He killed the old David. No alcohol, no fake friends, no distractions. When he came back a year later, he was unrecognizable, muscular, disciplined, sharp. His energy alone silenced a room. He had done what most men are too afraid to do: destroy the old self and rebuild from scratch. That's the road you're on right now, and it's going to hurt. But pain is the forge where steel is made. Here's the first lesson of this transformation. Solitude is your crucible. People fear being alone because silence forces them to face the monster inside. Most men can't handle their own thoughts. That's why they bury themselves in noise. Music blasting, endless scrolling, fake conversations, anything to avoid confronting who they really are. But the Stoics embraced solitude. Seneca wrote, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you. And if you don't have those people around, then associate with no one, because solitude, when embraced, sharpens you. It forces you to face your demons. It makes you dangerous. Alone, there are no masks, no fake smiles, just you versus you, and that's the fight that matters." The second lesson, you must practice voluntary destruction. Here's what I mean. If you cling to the comforts and routines of the old you, you'll never grow. You have to willingly destroy them. Quit the addictions, cut the fake friends, walk away from environments that poison you. It feels like tearing your own flesh, but that's exactly why it works. The Stoics had a practice called premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. Every morning they imagined the worst that could happen: poverty, exile, betrayal, death. Why? To prepare themselves, to detach from comfort, to train their mind to be unbreakable. Try this: fast for a day, sleep on the floor, shut down your phone for 48 hours, walk into solitude with no distractions, destroy your comfort voluntarily before life destroys it for you, because life will test you, whether you're ready or not. Now let's talk about the weapon you must forge: discipline. Discipline isn't glamorous. It's repetition, boredom, sweat, scars. It's lifting weights when your body screams no. It's writing when your mind is empty. It's waking up before dawn when every cell in your body wants to sleep. Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." And here's the paradox. True freedom comes from strict discipline. You want freedom of mind? Kill your addictions. You want freedom of body? Train it like a weapon. You want freedom in life? Build routines so solid they make you untouchable. Discipline is the new skeleton you'll use to rebuild. Without it, you're just a man in ruins. But discipline alone isn't enough. You need a vision. Think about it. When you burn down the old self, you're standing in ashes, empty, hollow. That's where most men fail. They destroy, but they don't rebuild. They cut away the poison, but never plant anything in its place. And so they drift, weak, confused, lost. Your vision is the blueprint. Who do you want to be? Not the fantasy version, but the dangerous, disciplined, respected version. What does that man look like? How does he carry himself? What daily rituals shape him? Write it down. Live it, breathe it, every day. Because without a vision, you're not transforming. You're just decaying slower. And here's the darkest part of this journey. You will lose people. Friends, lovers, even family. They won't recognize you. They'll mock your discipline. They'll call you arrogant, obsessed, cold. Why? Because your growth exposes their stagnation. Your fire burns their shadows. Marcus Aurelius said, "The opinion of 10,000 men is of no value if none of them know anything about the subject." Most people know nothing about growth. They only know comfort. Let them laugh. Let them walk. Your path is yours alone. The irony? Once you rebuild yourself into something unshakable, those same people will come crawling back, craving your strength, your presence, your wisdom. But by then, you won't need them. Now let's confront the core truth. The old you is your greatest enemy. It's not the world outside, not your boss, not your family, not your critics. It's that voice inside your skull, the whisperer, the saboteur, the coward. Every morning, it breathes lies into your ear. Sleep in, skip the workout, watch one more episode, text her back. You've done enough. That voice is not your friend. That voice is poison, and if you don't cut it out like a cancer, it will consume you whole. Understand this. The old you doesn't die quietly. It resists. It bargains. It disguises laziness as self-care, weakness as patience, excuses as balance. But underneath the sugarcoating, it's still the same disease, the part of you that wants comfort over greatness, stagnation over transformation. The Stoics knew this battle well. They didn't fight external enemies nearly as fiercely as they fought themselves. Seneca wrote, "No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself." And that's the tragedy of most men today. They never prove themselves because they never kill the weaker self. They pamper it, protect it, and in doing so, they become slaves to it. But you must be merciless. The old you thrives in comfort. The new you is forged in fire. The old you fears hardship. The new you hunts it down. Every single day you stand at a crossroads. Feed the weak man or starve him. Build the strong man or abandon him. This is not self-help. It's war. And in this war, only one version of you survives. Let me leave you with a story. Years ago, when I was at my lowest, I reached a breaking point. I didn't recognize myself anymore. Lazy, insecure, chained by doubts. My reflection disgusted me. So one night, I did something strange. I wrote a letter to myself, but it wasn't a letter of hope. It was a eulogy. I wrote about the man I hated being, the coward, the addict, the man who wasted his time and bowed his head to life. Then I folded the paper, set it on fire, and watched the smoke rise. That night wasn't just another night, it was a funeral, a burial, a death. And when the ashes settled, I felt something shift, something crack open inside me. Because in killing that man on paper, I made a vow to kill him in reality. From that moment forward, the weak self was dead, and what was left was something raw, something unfinished, but something alive. I was both the corpse and the reborn. That's what you need to do. Write the obituary of the man you no longer want to be. Don't be gentle, don't be polite. Rip him apart with words, then burn it, bury it, kill him. And from those ashes, begin construction, not of a perfect man, but of a dangerous one, disciplined, sharpened, untouchable. This is the true Stoic path, not soft philosophy, not Instagram quotes you scroll past. This is blood and iron. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus. These men didn't write about comfort. They wrote about survival, about transformation, about becoming steel in a world made of clay. Destroy the old you. Rebuild yourself alone. Forge the weapon no one thought you could become. Because in the end, the world doesn't respect the man who blends in. It doesn't kneel before the man who seeks comfort. It bows, reluctantly but inevitably, to the one who stands unshakable. And the question that will haunt you until the day you die is this: when your ashes finally settle, who will you be? Thank you for watching. If you want to see more videos, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one.